Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Chapter 10 of Blades of Light and Shadow, Book 2. So, officially, I would say this chapter was the best chapter of this book 2 so far. And this is Blades. I'm not saying any book is bad or not, but this shows you the difference, not just the fight scenes, but content wise, the conversations you have throughout this book of love interest. It's just quality. This book screams quality, even though hasn't been that good of a book like book one or Wake the Dead. So far, it has had its flaws and stuff, but no doubt it's way better than any smart book choices can come up with in the recent time, because this is what happens when you actually put thoughts into how to make the characters, how to make them think, and it's just way better than mindless hooking up in each and every chapter. So we start off the chapter. We're in the crypt. We're surrounded by the undeads, and then we will use our powers. We'll fight them. That was an epic fight scene. One of many epic fight scenes that we have throughout this chapter, and that's why this is one of the eventful chapter of this book. And then we finally managed to get rid of all these undeads, and we use our magic. We see the dwarf Chetra. She's using her own magic, but it can't be seen, so it's some dwarven magic. But finally, we were stuck in a place, and all the undeads were sort of circling us. And then Mal does something really what Tyrell called reckless, like slammed into a wall, and the whole place just came down. But Imtara held ceiling as a to protect us from the falling debris, and then as a shield against the undeads, and we go to the safety. And this was a debatable thing at first, because Tyrell was angry with Mal as to why Mal did what he did. And then we learned that Chetra is going through all this trouble because of her grandma's sick, and she wants to cure her grandma. So we say we will help her. So we learned that at a later point, but the main focus why we're going through all that trouble more underground, because we wanted to get an amulet that Chetra wants, and later when we help her, she will help us in return to mend the rift. So then what we do, we have to sort of take a moment there, and we go to some other crypts there where some deads were kept. So we go there with Imtira and Nia in this exclusive scene, and we have this wholesome conversation. Not really wholesome, but really deep conversation about the different ways people are buried, or like for orcs, how they're sort of buried in the sea, and most renowned oaks or commanders, they're put in a boat, and then uh, they just are set to sail, and the sea will decide their fate. And we also talk about cremation, and we are asked that what we would like to like what we would like to happen to our body after we die. You know, it's really pessimistic about this whole thing, but she had a point. Nia was like, no, nothing's gonna happen, but Imtira was like, okay, let's like we should really look forward to death as something not to be afraid of, but something that is inevitable, and like find meaning in it. And which I excuse me, found really meaningful, and really deep, like something you don't expect to see in a low quality book, which just says that how good of a quality the writing has been in this book, or in the books that choices put their thoughts into. And that's why plot and this kind of thoughts by characters matter, even their fictional character, rather than just hooking up every chapter. And no matter what you choose, you'll explain it, and there'll be some meaning in it, like, yeah, that is meaningful in a way, no matter what you choose. Like for cremation, so it sort of go up in flames and smokes. So Nia says this is really, in a way to be one with light again. So it's just really interesting, a wider point of view, you have a wider vision And throughout this chapter we have this, throughout this book we have it, like in the last chapter, believing in old gods or new gods, like how do you feel about it, that was there. And throughout this chapter you also have this kind of questions that really gets to show our belief. Because for instance, when we talk with Chetra about curing her grandma, three other different love interests had their three opinions. Like Mel said the amulet should be taken because the dead can't do anything with it. Nia said we need to fight till the end, which I supported, and Imtra said death is inevitable. So you get to choose which one you agree with the most, and no matter what you choose, you can always like agree with the other one, but you get to believe what you believe, but you have a wider respecting point of view. It's just so amazing. Like all the love interests have different opinions, but we're together because of the love. Because like we don't agree always, but we also like to know others' point of view. And just this is just so great of a book. Whenever this happens, and I love Blades, and this is why Blades, even when it's not its best, its standard is so high. It's such a good book. And like again, I'm not comparing it with any book or no, any book with another book, but this just tells you when you read a book and then come to this one, you will see the difference. And the city of Zaradun, it looked like an Arabian city. I mean, who knows? Like the way, like when we also find a lore in this chapter, the lore talks about magic and how the old gods used it, and it's really connected to our world, isn't it? Like how the religion works in our world. How different religion is there, how different places, how different people believe what we came from. How everything works, how magic, these temples and whatever you believe in, how that works, and how it is different for different part of the world. And to be honest, the city of Zaradun and the music seemed like like I was saying, the Arabian cities, like as if they're talking about Arabian people by Zaradun, corrupted. I don't know, like what the other people believed. And again, the light temple of light chased them away to the underground. And when we talk with Chetra later, we will learn that Chetra thinks that the elves were not all holy or all good. Like they had their own intention, and that is what it looks like even when we see wars and fights between two groups or two countries, every country has their own story. Maybe one country is known as you know the holy one who is fighting for the good, like they're the good ones in that battle. But when we get to learn the other side story, we may learn that they were not as good as they showed themselves. Maybe there were some flaws, like there could have been another point of view. So all these things, it really makes you think. That really like goes really deep. This is the beauty of Blades, I would say. This is the beauty of choices. I don't think we will get to see more of these beauties after Blades, because where we're going with choices, I think Blades 2 will be probably the last book where we'll get to see this kind of thing, because we have only single elementary smart books down the line, more of them. So this is really great. This is like quality, once in a lifetime experience we'll have from choices like Endless Summer and all the other books of the past. So then we also fight a devourer monster, and we get an amulet. And the lore we have, we can learn about magic, its users, present, past, everything. And then we will find the amulet if we go a little deeper, and we have another fighting scene. We will use our magic, and we'll see Chetra getting a little animated there, snatching the amulet from us and stuff. Because to be honest, it's fair that she is really worried, like what will happen, how she will recover her grandma. And then we also have a conversation with Mal on the aftermath of the thing he did, and how everyone was angry with him, specifically Tyrell, but he doesn't want to talk about it. And one of the debris fell on Nia's head, so her darkness came through, but we hid her from other party members, so nobody still knows about Nia's darkness. So I don't know if that could become a big part of the plot. And when Nia's darkness was coming through, we're trying to console her, we're trying to be with her, to bring her back, to bring her light side back. But she was like, I'm gonna kill you. So the dark side, when this shows, she might lose control, or something big can happen plot wise in the future, because we're hiding it from the party member, which is never good, never good. Something might happen, I think. Let me know, guys, what do you guys think? And when we have recovered everything, we have to get back to the temple to perform the ritual. But some of our party members don't believe Chetra because Chetra has what she needed, and what if she abandons us now? So Chetra says, "Okay, why don't you come with us to our main character?" So in this exclusive scene, we can go with Chetra and we can explore the city of Zaradun. We can have some more exclusive conversation. We can see the city in its all glory. We can learn about its past a little bit and how they are keeping a secret close to their heart. And then we can also gather another amulet that will be really helpful. And then we'll get back to the temple. We'll see the sick grandma of Chetra and every other family member performing magic that will cost their lives. It could be some years of life or decades of lives of Chetra's family members. And her grandma's really sick. So finally, Chetra puts the amulet on the grandma. And then we finally see like something happening inside us because we can feel something's very wrong. And then it happens. The amulet, which was giving life even to the undeads there, like trying to, like their bodies, like that's what the amulet is, what that made the undead, the dead's undead, sort of, in a way, so it sort of, her grandma got better, but then like she became a skeletal creature, like a creature that is not her grandma anymore, and she's just making like like she's screaming and screeching like the most horrifying thing, not the caring thing that Chetra was trying to see again. The caring grandma. It's a horror monster now. So we'll have to deal with this when the ritual didn't go wrong. So we'll see what happens in the next chapter. But the chapter description says we'll find like I think we will seal the rift after taking care of the grandma problem. We'll seal the rift in Zaradun, but after sealing Zaradun off, we'll have to go to the next location where the shadow realm and light realm portal or a crack is there, and the rift is there. Then that rift is going to be most probably in our home. It says at a dark mirror of our home, that is Riverbend. Like, is it like our home doesn't mean Riverbend, like where we're from, or does it literally mean our home? And if that is true, then did you have it for like for that whole time? Oh my god, this will take more twists and turns than you can imagine. So let me know, guys, your thoughts and opinions about this chapter 10 of Blades of Light and Shadow 2, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, peace out and take care.